Right, is it actually going to show chats on this screen? Hopefully it does. But oh my god, what have I just watched? Oh, what a day to be alive. Lando Norris, it's only a sprint pole, but we take a pole nonetheless. Oh, it does help as well picking out the teams, of course. I will say, funnily enough, the results you actually want to look at are sprint quali 2, because that was when it was still a little bit dry. But I kind of get it. I kind of get it now, how they didn't put the team deadlines until after the sprint quali. It's because, yes, we learned a lot of stuff, but at the same time, we didn't really. Everyone was on mediums or inters. The quali will actually be on softs. Who knows what everyone's pace is on softs? So I'm very much looking forward to the actual quali itself. Yeah, hello everyone. Let me just get the chat up so I can... oh, my bad. So I can see what everyone's saying. What did everyone think of that, man? Yeah, I know. It was... I can't believe it. It is insane. Of course we got rain. Oh, for God's sake. I can't get this to work. Oh, yeah. I'd like to mention, as you can see, I've already applied the no negative. For me, that was like the only thing I was 100% this weekend was I knew 100% that I was going to use the no negative. But yeah, let's get straight into this then. Come on. So let me full screen this. So, like I've already said, for anyone who's just joining, yeah, Joe will definitely win it. Aiden. Yeah, it's what a confusing result. Hard to make the teams with such a result. Exactly. I really do think so. It's kind of annoying that I have to go live now. It's because I just won't have time to go live before the actual qualifying. Oh, Michael. Okay, before I get straight into it, thank you very much, Michael, again, for the $5. You are single-handedly funding this channel, and I fucking love it. He's the GOAT. Big up Michael, man. Yeah, I don't know. If there is no DNFs, I'm gonna be a little bit fuming, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, no. So what I was actually gonna say was, because I'm not going live straight before qualifying, on my Twitter I'm going to keep up to date with how my team's going, because it does matter if it's raining for qualifying or dry. Because I think if it's dry for qualifying, look at the sprint qualifying 2 results, and if it's wet, have a look at who looked better, obviously getting the poles and stuff, because there's not there's not many. Oh, sorry. What do you think of the Limitless after this session? Yeah, that's the issue with Limitless now, because obviously with the Limitless you want to get the most points. Funnily enough, but with the likes of Norris and Hamilton doing really well, it could either be great if you do a Limitless, because if you bring in Verstappen, because let's get real, the sprint qualifying is a short race, but it's not extremely short. I still think Verstappen from 4th is going to win the sprint qualifying if it's dry weather. And then Norris, Hamilton, Alonso will all get eaten up. But when I say eaten up, I mean drop down to like potentially the top 5 or 5th, 6th, 7th area. So Limitless a little bit on edge now, but with the rain, no negative is actually coming in a lot better, because we saw how much all of the drivers were going off. So no negative could be the move. Oh yes, and I'll talk about drivers in a second. Would you still consider Perez over the Sainz Leclerc if you can't afford? Yeah, definitely. Perez looked much better than Sainz and Leclerc. I know. Let me get the actual results up again. Because with all of the hype with Norris getting pole, I've actually forgotten. Yeah, I think Perez still is the go-to move. Red Bull still looked much better than everyone else in the dries. So if it's dry or even if it's wet, I think Red Bull definitely still is the go-to team. Snowden will get crazy points on overtakes tomorrow. Yep, that's what I was going to say. So before... I have a question. If I make transfers now and then limitless, yep. Oh, thank you guys for responding to that. Yep, they are all correct. How does sprints points work? Right, so before I get into the drivers, I'll quickly go over that for anyone who wants to know. So, here are the rules. Not sprint qualifying, my bad. The sprint races work like any other race with the positions gained, overtakes, and fastest lap 5 points. On the normal races, 10 points. However, first place only gets 8 points. 9th to 20th, 0 points. So this is the predicament that we have with the drivers, because you've got the likes of Bottas doing very well. However, in the sprint qualifying, that's probably only going to be 1 or 2 points, and potentially he could get a lot of positions lost and over positions lost in the race. So we've got to keep an eye on stuff like that, and that is also why I think Verstappen still is the go-to person, because from first to fourth, drop off of 3 points, and I do believe that overtakes made and positions gained, Verstappen's going to end potentially with that race win with the positions gained and the overtakes. This is perfect for Verstappen teams, I believe, if it's dry. Thoughts on Max Red Bull Ferrari team? Debatable after such results. Hulkenberg and Magnussen looking good. Mid-tier Haas, they could be fighting for that top 10. Bottas, keep. Purely because if he does well in the next qualifying session as well, I really do believe points are on the table for Sauber if they don't cock up their pit stops. Nothing much yet, Yannick. I haven't gone over too much yet. So would you roll with Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Sargent, 2 Saubers, Red Bull, Ferrari? It's the most I can afford. See, that's the thing. Because Sauber looked good. They did look good. But I'm just scared with Zhou being 10th. Is he just going to get swallowed up? Because he's got Russell behind him. He's got Stroll behind him. He's got Ricciardo behind him. It could be a little bit difficult. So I would still say, if you can only afford the 2 Saubers, probably don't go with it. But Verstappen's looking beautiful. He's in prime position. Fuck it, Michael. Oh, I shouldn't have said that on live. Actually, no, it's been like a minute. If you have no negative, go to the Verstappen team, because that's the only reason I would say to have 2 Saubers in your team. Do we know the odds of wet or dry sprint race quality? Well, that's what I want to find out. I mean, we could probably do a little search here. Where's the race? I know it's in China, but I forget which cities it's in. I believe it's Shanghai. It's Shanghai, isn't it? Yeah. Weather in Shanghai. So, when is it still going to rain? Let's go on then. Let's have a look at the BBC. Yeah, 100%, Michael. If you're going for the no negative, then bring that Verstappen team in, because there's nothing to lose. Yeah, Shanghai. Hello, Zach. Perez, Stroll, Hulk, Bottas, Albon with Red Bull and Ferrari. Perez, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Albon. Get rid of Bottas. I think Sargent still is the go-to move. I mean, what was he last? He was something like last. So you can't really go wrong with having him. He can't get positions lost. And I do think Alpines will get eaten up by the Williams. I think Saubers will be sitting ducks tomorrow on the sprint. Too many points to be lost. Yes, that's why I think if you have if you want to go to the Verstappen team and bring in Saubers, no negative it. Because I completely agree with you, Zera. 100% agree that they're probably going to lose a lot of spaces. But anyway, here is you got your weatherman Zach F1 here. Here is your weather going into the race. So what is the oh, for God's sake, what is the track time? Would it show on track time? Yeah, it should be track time, innit? Who would have thought I'd be looking at the weather report for Shanghai? What is going on? So 3 o'clock tomorrow. Is it 3 o'clock tomorrow? Yeah, track time. Yeah. Okay. See more weather for the 20th. So it shouldn't be raining. It should not be raining. in Shanghai at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So I do think definitely the Verstappen team is the best to do. Hello Milky, hello Sensen. I think I'm doing 3 transfers for China, then Limitless, and 1 wild card from Perez Red Bull to replace. Yeah, we love to see it. Get me on the news. Get me on the news, man. I could be the best weatherman of all time. But I don't know if I should change a lot. Perez and Tsunoda and double Haas seems good. Maybe replace Albon with Sargent. Yes. Get rid of Albon. Bring in Sargent. Nothing to lose, really. Unless he crashes, but we haven't seen him crash yet. So we can hope. But yes, with that out of the way, before I talk about any team selections, let's just go over a few of the drivers that I think are in prime positions to get a lot of points. And Sierra actually just brought up a very good driver. So I think for now, on the battle of Leclerc, Sainz and Perez, with it being dry, probably in the sprint race. Yes. Oh yeah, I didn't notice, Yannick, you were talking about Limitless. So yeah, if you do your transfers, then Limitless in Miami, that's fine. But if you transfer in Limitless now, you won't get the people you brought in. Thinking I'm going Limitless this weekend, this qualifying. Really? I think for me, the Limitless this weekend has sort of... I'm scared of it now. I wasn't going to go for it, but because of Norris and Hamilton looking okay, and even just McLaren's in general... oh, okay, yeah, then Yannick, that's fine. Milky, what's going to be your team selection for it? But yes, anyway... Leclerc, Sainz, Perez. Perez looks like the better option. I know Perez didn't actually beat... he came in between a Leclerc and Sainz sandwich. However, in the dries, the Red Bull looks a lot better. Perez even was faster than Verstappen at one point. So, yes. Perez over Leclerc and Sainz for now. Merc gonna drop. Yeah, 100%. So, for anyone who's thinking of Norris... or, where's my boy? Hamilton. Be careful of them. They don't... McLaren look okay in the dries, but I still think Perez is a better option than Norris. Overall, the overall weekend, consistently, and Hamilton will get eaten up, and I doubt in a dry weather qualifying, he'll get anywhere close to the top 5. Will it be wise to budget build right now and build your team up to max points in Miami because it's a less accident-prone track? Well, that's sort of what I'm... So I'm not doing the budget building, but I'm doing a no negative for that exact reason. Because it's a bit of a more of an unknown track. The weather's been going crazy. It makes more sense to no negative here. And then Limitless in Miami, where we know there's not a lot of tracks. There's not a lot of crashes. We kind of know what the order probably will be in Miami. So it's a little bit more safe. Driver choice for under 7.5 million. So normally... I would say I really don't like how it's not showing. Oh no, it is showing me the results now. I would normally go with the Alpines, but genuinely, I do think Logan Sargent's the best option for a driver under 7.5 million, and it is because he has nothing to lose. 20th, you can't get positions lost. All you can get is positions gained and overtakes made. So it's prime position. Same with Yuki Tsunoda. It's actually worked out with him being 19th. Hopefully he can have another stinker in the race. He can do well, but then another stinker in quali, because that will work out really well, because you can't really lose anything unless you DNF. And especially with me, no negative, even if these guys crash out, of course I'll get the minus 0.1 or whatever, but it doesn't matter too much. So Red Bull, Aston and Ferrari still fave. Yeah, 100%. Mercedes probably not, because we've obviously got George Russell here as well. Aston Martin, again, Stroll should overtake a few people. If anyone has the money, Ferrari to McLaren might not be bad. Yeah, because that's the thing. So let's have a look at the sprint quali 2 lap times. So we had Norris with a 1:36, which was good. Verstappen looked the best. Perez looked the best. But this is the thing. Ferrari versus McLaren looked tight. And with Piastri at 1:35.8, Norris at a 1:36, but then Leclerc at 1:30.7, it could be the move. However, like we saw with Japan, McLaren did very well in qualifying, and then their strategies didn't pay off. Also, thing to remind is Ferrari are much better at pit stops, so we're losing out if we go to McLaren on those extra, like, potentially 15 odd points from fastest pit stops. I still think Ferrari's better than McLaren as an option. Yeah, I'm going limitless in Miami. I don't want to roll with my 100%. Yeah, I get you completely, Michael, with that. Hey, Dr. Luke, good to see you. Yeah, oh my God. I tell you what a way to start the day. I mean, for me, Norris on pole, great for a McLaren fan. Literally submitted my dissertation / FMP in the morning. So technically done with uni for now. I've got a week more to go. But yeah, what a great way to start the day, I tell you what. Hey, Vivian, how you doing? Oh, you locked in the limitless, Dr. Luke. What did you go for? And Yannick, also Yuki, good qualifying. And then a top team DNF could mean P8. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think Yuki's going to get a lot of overtakes done. Especially with the overtakes and position gains with how the Red Bull and Ferrari qualified. Exactly, 100% exactly. So I need to state this as much as possible. If we go back over, I know I haven't really actually talked about teams yet. I will get on to that. 100% agreed, Milky. They will fade, I think. For the sprint race, if you look at the points being offered, first place 8 points, then 8th place to 1 point. Doesn't actually really matter where you end up. Sort of. What really matters, especially with our cheap drivers, is the positions gained, overtakes made. And that's why I think Verstappen, Perez, very good for a dry sprint race because they'll just overtake the field. Verstappen with a 5 fastest lap could potentially get up to 20 points in the sprint actual race. And then 9th to 20th, that's why Sauber, I think Zhou isn't the go-to move. I think Bottas worth the risk because he's actually in that position where he could get points. But Zhou, he's just going to get eaten up and he's not going to get a lot of points. But that's why Sargent and Tsunoda, it looks like they could be bad choices, but they're actually not. Tomorrow's start will be chaotic with Max and Alonso on the same row. One dude defends his life. Yeah, 100%. We'll see what Alonso can do. I mean, I think that Red Bull's just a bit too fast, but never doubt the Alonso effect. I mean, he's got a lifetime contract for a reason. Thinking about Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Red Bull, and Haas. Great potential for Buzzit. Yeah, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, good options. Red Bull and Haas. Sorry, yeah, I wasn't thinking that. Red Bull and Haas. I understand going for constructors. Constructors will combine. Constructors will score a combined total of their 2 drivers in the sprint. So I believe if Max Verstappen or Perez gets that fastest lap, Red Bull will as well. Best 5th driver for Limitless. Right now, it looks like Norris. 100%. Because even in the dry, he still looked okay. So, yeah, Norris 100%, the best looking option for that. Sorry, where was I? Yeah, just Meh. No, Zuera, sorry, yes. Just be careful, because I would say, if you're going for the Red Bull and Haas team, my strategy, by the way, I'll be making a strategy video next week, because I'll have so much more time to make videos. It's going to be so much fun. If you're going for the Red Bull and Haas, you've got an extra DRS in Miami. I think you've got to move from Red Bull and Haas to bring in Verstappen and Perez so that you can extra DRS. That would be my strategy if you're going for the Red Bull Haas teams. Norris and Stroll locked. Very good, very nice. What about Ocon with the upgrades? I don't think Alpine are going to be anywhere. If anything, it's pushed them further down my list because they've done a little bit better in qualifying. I now prefer Williams for that specific reason where they've got nothing to lose, so they're better. Ferrari doesn't look that good enough for me. I don't know. They didn't look terrible. I mean, Leclerc with that, where was it? Leclerc with the 1:37 was a very good time. That's why I'm very on the fence about moving to McLaren. I would love to, but we'll see what happens. Also, let me just quickly put in a link to the Zach F1 League. By the way, I'm buying a stand, so I won't have to do this bollocks every single time. 524 people in the league. What an achievement. I just can't believe it. Where's the... Yeah, give me a second, Vivian. I'll be with you. So here's the league. Here's the league code. I'd also like to thank you. We've, at the minute, from the last time I saw, got 986 subs. 14 away from 1,000. Come on, let's get to 1,000 before May. That's my goal at least, and I think we can do it. But yes, sorry. Right, let's get back to Dr. Luke because I believe that was the last. Max, Checo, Lando, Charles, Carlos, Red Bull, Ferrari. Yeah, 100%. That's the best limitless you can get, Dr. Luke. Fully agree with your choice there. Right. I couldn't find it on the rules. Yeah, oh yeah, I've talked about that. I have good budget team underneath with no max. Yeah, that's the plan at least for anyone limitless thing this weekend. Will the average team points be anywhere around 250 for this race? Yeah, probably. There'll probably be a bit more. Because it's a sprint race, I think the average team will probably be around 250 to 300 points. The best teams without limitless will probably be around 320, 330 points. And then using limitless or extra DRS, you're probably looking at around 350 to 400 points this weekend. That's why we do shit on that's why we do stuff on the sprint races, because the amount of points you can get is so much bigger. My team is triple Haas, triple Ferrari, and Stroll. Should I change? So if you've got the Haas and Ferrari build, I would 100% get Verstappen in if you could. What's your team value, Abjeet? Does no negative mean no negative points for additional transfers? No, sadly not. Otherwise, I would be abusing that. But no negative basically means, say someone DNFs, you don't get any of those points deducted off you. If a driver gets overtaken and loses positions lost, they don't get those negative points. So it really helps you to just get as much as you can from the sprint. Or should I go limitless? Nah, Vivian, 100%. Wait till limitless until Miami. I was so set on limitless, but feel like Mag, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, and Stroll are all going to get a bunch of overtakes and probably rack up points for me. Might wait till Miami instead. Yes, Jelson. I think Miami is still the better option anyway, so I would still agree with that, even if Stroll, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg didn't look that good. If I do 2 out of 3 transfers this week, I have 3 for next week, right? I believe so. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember exactly how that works. Oh, hello, Oscar. Hello. I didn't realise Cole Palmer was in F1 now. Right, but yes. What was I on about? Yes. What would you think of Verstappen, Red Bull, Ferrari with double Williams, double Sauber? So yes. So I was talking to Michael about this on the chat earlier. And if you're going for the Verstappen team, even with Williams and Sauber, because that actually looks like a decent team at the minute, you have to know negative. You have to know negative because there is just too much variation that could happen with those 4 drivers. But yeah, if you have no negative and can bring in the Verstappen team, do that. Isn't the 3rd team a bit risky with Merc? Oh, don't worry about my 3rd team. I use those just for thumbnails and showing you guys how to build teams. Because obviously, because the 3rd and 2nd team don't really matter in F1 Fantasy. I use it like I showed how no negative was used in Saudi Arabia. I believe I used, no, I didn't. But yeah, I just show that to show my teams, and I use it for thumbnails, so I don't cock about with my own team. Almost in the exact situation I'm thinking. Limitless here or Miami. My team: Red Bull, Ferrari, Perez, Ricciardo, K-Mag, Hulkenberg. I would wait for Miami and no negative this weekend. So here's the rundown of all of the chips that you should be using. So if you've got a team like mine with Verstappen, Bottas, Sargent, a few more Williams, a few more Hasses potentially, no negative this weekend. You'll get more points and you won't have to worry about any DNFs. If you've got one of the budget building teams, you're going to want to if you've got one of the budget building teams, you're going to want a limitless this weekend and then wildcard in Miami, or because you only have 2 free transfers, over to the Verstappen team. Then if you have Red Bull and Haas, you're going to want to bring in a team with Verstappen and Perez. And if you've got that, you're going to want an extra DRS because you've got 2 good drivers. If Max and Lando's lap times deleted limitless, maybe. I mean, I'd be surprised if they got deleted now. I've already used no negative. Who do you think is best out of Perez, Leclerc, and Sainz? Perez, 100%. Because like I was saying earlier in the chat, if you weren't there racing, the weather's looking decent for the actual sprint race. So if it looks good, Red Bull looks so much faster than everyone else in the dry. And with them starting 4th and 6th, Verstappen 4th and Perez 6th, I believe. Yeah, oh my God, it's just... I can only imagine how many overtake and positions gain points they're going to get. Yes, Andy, I've currently got Red Bull, Ferrari, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Bottas, Albon, and Bottas, Magnussen, and Albon. Drop Albon to Sargent. Drop Ricciardo to Tsunoda. And I think you're good to go. However, or you could do Albon down to Sargent and Leclerc up to Perez. Those 2 very good options. Hong, hello. Sainz, Stroll, Yuki, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Red Bull, Ferrari. What changes should I make? I accidentally used my no negative already. That's all right. The main thing you will want to do is bring in Perez over Sainz. So probably increase Sainz to Perez and drop Gasly to either Sargent or Bottas to get the money to move up to a Perez. What's better, 2 Hasses or Yuki and Albon? Yeah, 100%. Jelson, very good. Definitely 2 Hasses over Yuki and Albon. Just Matt, do you think it's better Max, Bottas, Sargent, Albon, Logan, Red Bull, Ferrari with no negative, or Perez, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Bottas? The first one. So I think with no negative, Max, Bottas, Sargent, Albon, Logan, Red Bull, and Ferrari with no negative. However, I will say this is points wise. You've got to be careful with the budget building. However, if we go actually over to optimal teams, so we know how, I need to talk about how the budget works as well in a video as well, just for anyone who doesn't know. Yes, exactly, Stecky. That is the best case scenario. So if we take into consideration, I still got my Japanese team. Where was the race results? I believe it was here. Show me, yes. So this weekend, I don't think there's going to be a lot of movement from like the likes of Perez, Leclerc, and Sainz. Could be wrong, but that's because the average points scored is going to be a lot higher. So getting to that threshold, I think, is going to be a little bit difficult this weekend. I'll actually make a video on it, potentially on Sunday. No, I'll make it on Monday. But yes, that's why. Let's get over back to the teams. Budget question. How exactly do I increase my budget? Do I have to swap a price increasing driver for a price decreasing driver to create the delta prices? Oh, Jesus. How do I exactly gain budget? Do I swap? Yeah, actually, yeah. So, yeah, basically, what you want to do is, say for instance, Yuki does so good, very good, gets into the 9 million points. Jesus, I don't know what's gone on. Yeah, your brain, I know. I still can't fully believe it. It was mental. If Yuki gets to like 9.5, I might drop him out, bring in like the likes of Magnussen, who's like 1 million or so less. And then you've got that extra 1 million to spend somewhere else. However, you've got to hope, like you said, that other drivers go down in value. But if other drivers go down in value, that's because they're worse. So it's sort of like going round in a circle, budget building. It's a little bit difficult when we've got to talk about budget building. If I don't make any transfers for now and use my Limitless in Miami, how many free transfers will I have in Imola? So sadly, when you use Limitless, you go back to 2 free transfers, even if you had free transfers. So, I mean, it's only if you need to. But, like, for me, I'm probably not going to make any changes to my team because I'm very happy with how it's going. I was thinking of Yuki, but then with qualifying, with how badly it went, I was like, okay, that's fully set him in my team. But, yeah, let's go over a few of the teams. So, I think the main teams I've been talking about is the Perez team. And although I did say Perez team, there is one team I'm forgetting about when talking about teams that you could still go to. And that's the team I did talk about in my video. And there's a reason for this. If anyone can still bring in the Sainz Alonso team, I think that's better than the Perez Stroll team. Now, it's going to be quite a tight battle between those two. But with how well Alonso looks, and with how good Alonso is, I think he could get a lot of points. And the same with Sainz. He's obviously doesn't look as good as Leclerc or Perez this weekend. However, both of them combined, still definitely worth a shout. What is the weather prediction for the rest of the weekend? Yeah, so Weatherman Zach back in action from the BBC News. It looks like it should be fine. I mean, even when it says it's raining, it's only 20%, 30%. It looks, at least for Saturday, should be no rain. However, then we get into Sunday. Again, there's a bit of the rain in the morning, but that's not when the race is, so we should be fine. So I'd be surprised if there was any more rain. However, low chances. However, I'll keep an eye on this as it goes forward, because weather reports aren't very predictable even a few days before, unless it's like a massive storm or something that they know's coming. Did I just see Barack Obama's in the chat? We have presidential. Okay. Just got it. Did he say what looks like the optimal team in Limitless? Yeah. If you want the optimal team in Limitless, let's come over here. I'll give you it on the screen as well. Limitless. Boom. Boom. Bim. Bam. Bim. Badoop. Bap. Beep. Bap. Boop. Perez. Leclerc. Sainz. Norris. With Ferrari as a constructor. However, a lot of people would argue McLaren as a constructor instead. So if there isn't much budget building to gain right now, it might be a bummer whoever wants to get Max Ferrari. Yes. But it depends, because if you're not limitlessing this weekend, you could then limitless in Miami, then you could get more budget, and then you could go over to Verstappen in Imola, which is still a good move. And then Vivian asks, his team, their team is Sainz, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Zhou, and Red Bull and Ferrari. Please make my change. Yes, of course, will do. So, what do we have in store? Sainz, Stroll. If you can increase Sainz to Leclerc or Perez, have Leclerc or Perez and Stroll. And if you don't, then... Wait, are we missing a driver? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're not. If you can't do that, then I would drop Zhou for either Bottas or Sargent. For now, I'm more leaning towards Bottas. But that's because I think he can actually get a top 10 and potentially get a driver of the day. Be careful with that as well, because I don't think Zhou will be able to hold on. But Bottas could be prime position for driver of the day if he gets in top 10. Yeah, I know it means percentage. Yeah, but if it's only that amount of percentage, we've still got to get unlucky to... get that rain coverage on the track itself. So we can hope it's not going to be around there. Well, actually, I mean, it'd be a better race for actual F1 in general. F1 fantasy-wise, it'd be a bit of a nuisance because it throws stuff into the air. However, F1-wise, I'm kind of hoping for it. Why McLaren above Ferrari? So for me, I don't agree with McLaren over Ferrari, but McLaren and Ferrari looked very close. I mean, let's again, if you didn't see earlier in the stream, with their sprint qualifying 2 times, which was the dry times, Lando Norris 136, Leclerc 137, Piastri 138. Where was Sainz at 136? So McLaren and Ferrari very close, and then you got Alonso 136 getting in there as well. Yeah, no problem, Barack Obama. By your looks, will the sprint have a lot of overtakes? Yes, but that's purely because of the likes of Verstappen and Perez being out of place. with Stroll being out of place, Tsunoda being out of place. That's the only reason why there'll be a lot of overtakes. It's 4 a.m. Yeah, no problem, Michael. I'm glad you joined. Even 4 a.m. What a truther, man. My guy. Thank you again for the super chat. $5 means a lot. And yeah, go get some good sleep. It would be bonkers if only a part of the track is wet. Oh my god, that would give me Russia vibes again. It's gonna happen, isn't it? Norris, P1 with Verstappen like hunting him down. He's keeping him at bay. And he's like, nah, I'm sticking on the slicks again. History's gonna repeat itself. No negative this weekend. I have Verstappen, Tsunoda, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Magnussen. Wow. Oh, I was going to say, what a team. And then Red Bull and Aston. I was going to say, if it had the Red Bull and Ferrari, insane. Any changes? Gasly has had a rough go. Yeah, so for me, the changes I would make for you would be... how much... What's the points difference between... It's 6.2 million. Could you get a drop of 6.2 million? No, I think you'd have to stick with Red Bull and Aston for now. Gasly... though, I would drop to Sargent or Bottas. Bottas, I'm more leaning towards. And then, with that extra money, you could, if you got enough, move Tsunoda to Stroll. But that's what I would do. At least, definitely Gasly to Bottas. But apart from that, the rest of your team, Natalie, looks very good. Bobbitt, current team, Leclerc, Stroll. Leclerc, Stroll, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Albon. And I'm guessing Sainz, Stroll, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stroll. Yeah, Sainz, Stroll, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda for, team looks better, Bobbitt. I would go for that instead. No problem, Natalie. Currently running Perez, Albon, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Red Bull, Ferrari with 105.3 million. Cannot afford Verstappen with true factors. Well, actually, let's have a look, actually, then, at some teams you could make in our lovely little F1 team calculator. Oh, I've turned on my auto clicker. Do not do that. Because we can... Where's it gone? There it is. Because with 105.3, my initial things would be to, again, get rid of Albon. Although Albon's not too bad, but I just think Sargent's even better option. No problem, Bobbitt. But with 105.3 million, now I don't actually think the team it's going to come up with is... Okay, no, actually, yeah, that's literally the best team you can get. I agree with what they're actually saying on F1. What are they called again? My God, that's my bad. F1 Fantasy Tools. Top team's probably the best, and it fits perfectly into your budget. You have to remember that both Williams and both Sauers are high risk of losing 0.2 million value this weekend. Yeah, actually, what is the predicted changes? This is just the changes. Because if we can get the predicted changes... Where the hell are the predicted changes? Is it in the team? No, is it in the live scoring? It wouldn't be in the live scoring. I think, yeah, they haven't reset yet. They haven't reset. That's fine. Let's go back over here. Okay. Stroll, Albon, Bottas, or Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Magnussen. Oh my God, that's a hard decision. Stroll, Albon, Bottas. I would go for racing. Jelson, Leclerc, Stroll, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Red Bull, Ferrari. I'm pretty sure I leave this as it is this week and limitless next week, right? Can't see any changes being worth done. Yeah, wow, what a team. Yeah, Jelson, 100% agreed. However, yeah, just remember you won't be keeping those free transfers. Vedamorphy has Red Bull, Ferrari, Sainz, Stroll, Sargent, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo. Thoughts on this lineup? Should I go with any other team than this? Chips thought for this team. Love from India. Hey! Thank you very much. Yes, please do. Yes. And before I comment on that, again, I'll re-put the league in. 6 more people have joined. And I'd like to, again, pester you guys pester you guys because oh, okay, that's fine then, Jelson. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. Actually, let me get up my YouTube channel to see if we've gone up any more. 986 with 14 away. Oh, yes, Jelson, I will respond to your comment in after the stream. 14 subs away, hoping to do it before May. But yes, let's get back to the actual F1 Fantasy talk. Right, so Bongani. My team is Perez, Magnussen, Albon, Tsunoda, Zhou. So get rid of Zhou. If you've got 1.6 million left, you could easily get Zhou up to Hulkenberg, and that's what I would do. No, so I would change Zhou for Hulkenberg and keep Albon in that situation. My budget is 107.6 million. Perez, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Red Bull, and Ferrari. I'm thinking of keeping this team, use Limitless, and bank on the budget increase, then wildcard in Miami. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that is a good option, Nicholas. However, just be careful. We don't really know how the price increases are going to work in a sprint race because we haven't had one yet this weekend. And with it working on like the average points, with what bracket they're in, the average points are going to be a lot higher. So it could be a lower price increase weekend for like the bigger drivers, but we'll find out that later. About Sainz, even if I can't get both Haas drivers instead, the Williams, still worth it. About the Sainz team, SC4. Are you talking about the Verstappen team? Is Verstappen a must now? You can get him plus Red Bull and Ferrari. Just joined, so not sure what's been discussed yet. Yeah, so Gregory, so for the last weekend, people have been able to get into the Verstappen team. So like you've got mine, for instance. I have 108.7 million in the bank, and even for now, Verstappen qualifying 4th looks very good for overtakes. Looks very nice. Oh yes, my bad, SC, my bad. Yeah, that completely went out of my head. If I can't get both Haas drivers instead, the Williams, still worth it. Yeah, I actually think so. Williams this weekend, because of how bad they've qualified. And if they keep that up, we've just got to hope they can overtake. So SC, yeah, I would agree that the Sainz and Alonso team, even with both Williams, is still better than the Perez Stroll team. Why not Limitless this week? So I've said if you want a Limitless, you do both Red Bulls, both Ferraris and Norris with Red Bull and Ferrari. The reason I'm not Limitlessing is because I don't have a budget building team anymore. So for me, it makes more sense to no negative here, where it's a bit more unprecedented what could happen. No problem, Bongani. And then Limitless in Miami, because I don't need to worry about the budget as much. But also because Miami, it's a bit less unpredictable. We sort of know going into Miami what's sort of going to happen. It's just going to be a Red Bull 1-2 with Verstappen winning it. Have 106 million free transfers and running Leclerc, Stroll, Albon, Bottas. So if you've got free transfers, I would go over to Perez. I'd go over to Perez from Leclerc, and then drop Albon to Sargent to get a bit of money for that. And then if you still need a bit of more money, drop Tsunoda to Hulkenberg. But if not, keep that team the same it is. With no Max or Red Bull rule, Checo is allowed. Any tips for team compositions for the weekend? With no Max or Red Bull. Okay, actually, that's another one we can use. We can use F1 Fantasy Tools for, because that's a very. How much did you say? 100. Let's say you got 107 million. No Verstappen, no Red Bull. So yeah, I completely disagree with the Mercedes, by the way. Best options would be Ferrari, Mercedes, with Perez. Sainz, yes. And then if you can't afford this, drop Hulkenberg down to Sargent and drop Tsunoda down to Sargent and Zhou over to Bottas. That's what I would do if you're using no Red Bull and no Verstappen teams for your own leagues. Can you change the settings of your league so someone joining today can get their score imported? So you will get your teams imported. Don't worry, Stecky. For some reason, like you can even see here, like I just joined Planet F1's league. Your points won't actually show up in the league until China's finished. So don't worry too much. Your points are still there. You'll just be only able to see them after China in the league. Current team, Aston. What's the time? Okay, I've got 12 more minutes of this good stuff. Current team, Aston, Ferrari with signs. Oh, you've gone for very much budget building, haven't you? So, Sebi, if you've gone for Aston, Ferrari with Sainz, Leclerc, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Gasly, I would 100% agree to Limitless this weekend because you want to get the most out of that team, and it will give you a few. Transfers. What am I talking about? A few good points. However, limitlessing with that team would be very good to then work to get the Verstappen team for Miami. However, yes, if you want to just use your free transfers, Haas, Sainz, Stroll, and Tsunoda. Yes, but if you want to use your free transfers, I would agree with you. Both Haas's, Sainz, Stroll, and Tsunoda is a very good team. It's better than having Gasly. I have 107.9 million ATM. Oh God, Hox, wait, where was the team you put in? Oh, okay, perfect. Then yeah, 100%. Where did it go? 100%. Bring in this team. However, increase Zhou to a. Could you increase Zhou to a Magnussen? No, you couldn't. Increase Hulkenberg to Magnussen, and just keep Zhou to Bottas. Is rain expected for the next 2 days? So it's on and off. It's very on and off. It's low coverage. However, if it's actually around the track, we'll have to wait and see. Again, I have to reiterate. Where's my Twitter? I can't get it up on this account. It's not logged in. On Twitter, ZachF1, I will be going over any changes like half an hour and an hour before the qualifying. The actual sprint race, I mean, because if it is raining, teams will look slightly different. Because then I think Perez and Verstappen isn't as useful. However, it has to be like heavy rain, and it has to be looking like it's going to rain for the rest of the weekend for me to do something like that. I'm 0.1 million short for the Verstappen team. I'm planning to use Limitless this weekend. Should I make substitutes before using Limitless for price increase? So, Joshu, any transfers you make won't stay in if you Limitless this weekend. So your team will reset to your Japanese team. Going for no negative as well in China. Yes, good stuff, Sebi. That is a good option then if you're going for your team that you're changing to with the no negative. Max, Logan, Zhou, Hulkenberg, Albon, and Red Bull, Ferrari. What do you suggest for changes? Sahil, so if you've got the Max Verstappen team, this weekend, no negative is probably your best option. So I would no negative if you've still got it. However, let's have a look at your team. Logan and Zhou. Zhou to Bottas. And yeah, I think that's the only difference. Get rid of Zhou because I think even though it's potential... Focus. Even potential that he could get driver of the day, I think Bottas is in a better position to be getting driver of the day. That's why I also need to reiterate why Bottas I think is a very good option. I have a strong feeling if he keeps up this pace for the whole weekend, he could be getting driver of the day. I have a challenge with a friend. He said I couldn't beat him with a fun team starting in Japan. Now I have 102.9 million with triple Ferrari, double Haas. Opinions on what to do. Triple Ferrari, 100% keep. Double Haas, keep. Tsunoda and Aston. So actually, if you're going for the Ferrari and Aston, I would actually go for Ferrari Haas. I'm guessing Red Bull are off your cards if you're doing that team. So Red Bull Haas, and then bring in instead of... Did you have Stroll? No. And instead of Tsunoda, try bring in the likes of a McLaren driver or Sainz. Oh, no, you've already got Sainz. No, my bad. Alonso. You could probably drop Aston to Haas and increase Sonoda to an Alonso, and I think that'd be a better option. Right, as there are only 2 free transfers by default, and are there only 2 free transfers? Yes. So if you don't use any transfers, you get 3 free transfers for the next weekend. However, if you lose Limitless on that weekend, so even though I'm not using any changes, my 2 free transfers that I'll get will come into free transfers. However, I'm using Limitless in Miami, so I'll go back to 2 free transfers in Imola. Meanwhile, Sauber pit stops, don't think so. Yes, that's the only other issue with Tic Tac's brought up, which is very smart. We've still got to remember Sauber pit stops. Hopefully there's not much tyre degradation at China. Because if there's only 1 pit stop, 1 or 2 pit stops, then it's okay. But my God, I remember even in Japan watching Bottas every time in the pits, just praying that he got out of the pits. That was all I was doing. Is Gasly a bad idea then? Yeah, Ella, so for now, Gasly, because of how well he did in qualifying, well, I say how well for Alpine this year, the reason I normally would go for Alpine is because they would be 20th and 19th, so there's like, you can't lose any positions, so you can't get any negative points for losing positions. So it'd be better to go for the likes of Sargent, Albon, Tsunoda, Sargent, Albon or Tsunoda, because they can't really lose any positions going into the race. Yes, they can still DNF, which could be an issue. However, you don't have to worry too much about the negative points. I have Nicholas, good to see you in the chat. I have Red Bull, Ferrari, Perez, Magnussen, Albon, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, able to do 3 swaps. Any suggestions? Ooh, okay. Perez 100% the right move. Magnussen and Albon, yeah, that's okay. Albon I would move to Bottas. But that's the only change I'd do. I think the rest of your team looks very good. Will Nomax in any team this weekend be any helpful for budget for Miami? Yes, so that's... What the hell is going on with my screen? Focus. There we go. If you are planning to still use the budget increases teams and then Limitless in Miami with the budget building, then stick with budget building teams with the Perez, Sainz and Leclerc, because obviously you won't, if you bring in Verstappen now, you're not getting that budget build that you need. The reason I'm not too worried about it is because I've got 108.7 million in budget, and for now there's not much else I need in my team, and I think, like I said in my video, I think the distance from going to Verstappen and Tsunoda to Verstappen and Stroll isn't worth getting a budget building for it. And I think even the Verstappen and Tsunoda teams will be there soon anyway. Alonso is 0.1 short. Oh, Yannick, are you serious? I mean, Stroll is still a good option, but that is infuriating. Should I change anything? J-Anth, Red Bull, Ferrari, Max, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Bottas, Zhou. Get rid of Zhou for Sargent. I think that's the only thing I would change. Use no negative in this race. Yeah, if you've got, so again, I'll reiterate, if you've got the Verstappen teams, no negative. If you've got a budget building team, Limitless, and if you've got Red Bull and Haas with Verstappen and Perez, or Verstappen, Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, extra DRS. The rest of the chips, Final Fix we don't need this weekend. Autopilot we don't need this weekend. And yeah, Wildcard I doubt we'd need it this weekend as well. Thanks for the advice. No problem, Andy. I'm thinking Red Bull, Ferrari, Perez, Tsunoda, Bottas, Magnussen, Albon. Should I play in a no negative? No, don't play no negative if you have the Perez team. It'd be better to focus on limitlessing or keeping your team the same, budget building, and then limitlessing in Miami and getting those really good budgets increases. Currently 4:20 am. I can't sleep. I'm deep in the F1 Fantasy Team Matrix trying to crack the code. Milky, that's the way we got to do it, man. My God. I mean, even for me, like I can't even be complaining. I had to wake up at 8 o'clock and I was complaining. It's 10:30 here. So, oh yeah, actually, Milky, sorry to let you down. But because, sadly, I've got to make sure that my dissertation was put in correctly. It's actually my boy Titas, one of my uni friends, his birthday today. And I've got to start with my job in about half an hour. So I'll go through the final comments and then I'll leave everyone to it. However, keep an eye on the Twitter, ZachF1, because I will be putting updates for the weather there. I'll become a weatherman for you guys. But yes, so Stroll is super good for overtake points. Yeah, 100% agreed. So even if you can't afford Alonso and you have to get Stroll instead, still looks okay. Best budget building team with Perez. Yep, let's go over that quickly. So Perez, and then I think you need one of the lower drivers, Sargent or Bottas. So you need Bottas. Tsunoda and Magnussen are musts for budget building. Actually, I'd say both Haas drivers are must for budget building. I think a team like this would be very good. However, you can also increase to Stroll. And if you don't have enough money to do that increase to Stroll, then you could drop Tsunoda down to... Where is he? Either Magnussen or... where's Albon? Or Albon. That would be the best teams, Matthew. And then yeah, good stuff, Yannick. Good stuff. We'd love to hear it, man. I love the support on these streams, man. I mean, like we were saying, like for Milky and a few other people, like Michael earlier in the chat, it is 4 o'clock, and you guys are still coming in. What does the weather look like on Sunday's race? It looks like it should be dry. However, it could change a little bit. So this is Sunday's. So as you can see, it's only 10% concentration. So I doubt it's going to rain. It will rain early in the morning. So we might have like a cold track and a damp track potentially. But I don't think it's going to rain for the race. What would your best team be for 103.9 million? Yeah, let's have a look at the team calculator again. With Red Bull and Perez being able to be used. Oh no, that is correct. So I would go for the second team here, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, but instead of Zhou, Bottas and Magnussen. So Red Bull, Ferrari, Perez, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Bottas, Magnussen. That's what I'd go for. And then trying to find 11 more people for that. Yeah, I know. 11 more. Oh, okay. So we went up 3 as well. Everyone, 11 more subs to 1,000. It's going to be such a massive achievement for me. And when I get there, it's going to feel so good. And I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, even what I am at now, thank you guys just so much. But anyway, yes, I will do... I'm sorry if I didn't get around to any other budgets. I'll do a final... okay, 10 more. Okay. 9. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, my God. We're so close. We are so close. Oh, my God. We're 8 away. Oh, my God. Actually, wait. Can we actually do this before... I have to go, but we're actually going up so much. Yeah, I know. I don't want to leave the stream in case we get to 1,000 now. But I have to go. Okay, I can stay for 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes to get to 1,000 subs. If it doesn't happen, then I do have to go because I do have to make sure that I've got everything submitted correctly and start with work. But yes. Yes. Yes, pretty please sub. Thank you, Ella, for joining the league. 7 Zera. Oh my God. Do you think because of Zhou not finishing, Tsunoda, my bad, not finishing, that Ricciardo would be a better option? I think Tsunoda is actually a better option than Ricciardo purely because of the qualifying we just saw. Again, because of how bad Yuki did. It's only up from there. And Ricciardo's sort of in no man's land where he could drop off. So I think it's a little bit risky bringing in Ricciardo. And oh my God, wait, are we actually 900? 4 away. Can we actually do it? Can we do it? Everyone in the chat, like and subscribe, please. All 75 of you, all 76 of you watching, please. Let's see. 996, yeah. Yeah, time to... Nah, Chelsea, you ain't seeing me... You ain't seeing me dance, mate. I have the rhythm of a toddler. I kid you not. I've also been told I dance like a baby. So that ain't coming out anytime soon. Thank you, Quebec, man. Thank you so much. Zara, thank you so much. Is it 1K subs yet? Oh, two more, and it's 1,000. Oh my god, are we actually gonna get this on stream? Jelson, yeah. Do you not feel like Max? I know I'm 3 away. I'm getting a little bit too excited. Do you not feel like Max Red Bull Ferrari team is pretty much locked in and stuck for the rest of the season with no budging wiggling room to upgrade tier drivers? But that's the thing. I think so. I'm sort of locked in, like you said. However, everyone else is sort of locked in that situation as well because what else is everyone doing with all of these lower cheap drivers increasing 0.5 million-ish? By the time everyone comes around on the budget building teams to bring in the Verstappen teams, Bottas could be in the 7 millions, Sargent could be in the 7 millions. We could have a cheapest driver of like 7.5 million, which could be an issue. And I'm seeing a lot of Ks in the subs. Oh my god, we're 1 sub away. We're 1 sub away. Oh my god, can we fucking do it? We want someone. Wait, who's gonna be it? Who's gonna be the 1,000th sub? Who is gonna be the 1,000th sub in the chat? Who wants to be it? Come on. Yeah, Jelson, I swear to God. I swear to God. If I start seeing it going down, oh, we've done it. We've done it. Yeah. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Come on! Thank you guys so much. Oh my god. What an insane feeling. I genuinely thought I had a goal to get it at May. Oh wait, hang on. It's inverted, so wait. P1 baby, P1. Thank you guys so much, man. It means the world to me. It actually means the world to me. I need to sit back down. Oh my god. Yes, thank you everyone for the kind messages. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Oh my god. What a feeling. Let's see if it's gone down again. I'm so scared every time I drop a bit. Yes, driver of the day. Now I rest and watch side. Yes, I can't believe we did it. I started this YouTube channel 3 years ago. For anyone who actually wants to see, Alvin, that's too much money. Alvin, that's too much money. Thank you so much, but what the hell? That is so much money. That's a lot of money. Alvin. Excuse me? Yes. Oh my god, yes. Theologist, my guy. I will thank you so much. Thank you so much for being that 1,000th sub. I will not forget this. And Alvin, thank you very much. It is a big day. I've got some very I can't say anything too much yet about something I've got planned. So not for the 1K special. I've got 1K special. Yeah, SC, you crazy guy. You crazy guy. Don't be tempting them. I still can't believe 100 quid. That is ridiculous, by the way. Insane. Yeah, face reveal. Yeah. I don't actually, this isn't actually my face. It's all AI. It's all AI. No, but I can't say too much about it because I want to keep it a surprise for you guys. But I have a very exciting video prospect coming up. And I think you guys are going to be really excited about it. It's not F1 Fantasy related. However, it does involve someone who has worked in the F1 field. Now, I'm not going to say more about that. Left pinky reveal. I'm not going to say more about that, but it's going to be a very good video. It could be in the next month or 2 months I do it. However, yeah, we'll see. No, sadly, I'm not going to Silverstone. When is Silverstone again? Let's see when Silverstone is, because I believe it's 5th or 7th of July. Yeah. The reason I can't, and maybe next year, because obviously, technically to date. Well, actually, let's just deep this for anyone who wants to know any Zach F1 lore. Technically, this is my final day of uni. So technically, uni's completed now. That's 3 years done. Yeah, I'm gonna start thinking of Zach F1 merch. I would have no idea what the hell I would do it for. The issue I have is because I've just come out of uni. I need to get my money up, basically. So I'm probably gonna be getting a job. Hey, Yannick, thank you so much for the €5, man. Yes, 2K, man. Hopefully we can do it. I mean, it's only up from here, surely. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So my plan is carry on trying to find a job. If I can't find a job, I've got this part-time job I really like doing, and it does bring in a bit of money that I can for over the summer. Carry on with the YouTube. Keep on making as many YouTube videos as I can. But yeah, and also just see if I can get a job, then I could potentially go Silverstone next year. But basically, all in all, what I was trying to get to is I can't afford it. I don't have enough money to go to Silverstone yet, because my God, I mean, that's the Paddock Club. Where's the actual grandstand seats? I mean, I can't remember how much the grandstand seats were, or even just admission. Alvin, you're not paying. No, you're not paying. We're not doing this. You've already given me £100. That is already too much. Yeah, let me have a look at the Silverstone website. But yeah, basically, yeah. So the law is get a job, continue with YouTube. If YouTube goes well, leave the job. But I've got still the job, which is good. Yeah, you bloody stop, Alvin. And then, yeah, we'll go from there, basically. Because the job I'll have will be in the career I want to do anyway. For anyone who wants to know that, I'm basically, well, technically, I've got a degree in it now. Yeah, so I am a sound engineer and a lighting technician. So for anyone who doesn't really know what that is, yeah, exactly. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, basically, you see like events and gigs for like music and like the music and like theatre and stuff. I'm the person who makes the lighting look good live, and I'm also the person who can do the sound as well. I can also rig stuff, so I'm hoping to be working on like festivals long term. Obviously I won't be getting that straight after yeah, exactly, SC, straight after uni, but yeah, the plan is carry on doing that. I could even go into the film industry as well, doing sound. There's a lot of things I could do, but yeah, the main thing is yeah, there's a few companies that hopefully I can try and get with. But yeah, it's good. It's really good fun. Hoping to get a first in my uni degree. I mean, we'll see. I'm on track for a 2-1 at least, so that's good. A metal band potentially. Mate, I wish I could do a metal band. Because okay, yeah, fair enough. I will say my music. What's my music taste? So for anyone, actually for my streaming. So fun fact. I guess this is a little plug for them. So Stamas here and A Stella, they're my cousins. They make good music. If you're into like the sort of more rap scene, you've got Art, which funnily enough is the band. My brother's in this band. He's the guitarist. That's why I can use these songs for my streams, because I have they've approved me to use them, so I'm not going to get copyright for them. But yeah, I think my top bands have got to be definitely in the metal genre. Who's my favourite? So definitely Queens of the Stone Age. definitely Queens of the Stone Age, Slipknot, System of a Down. I'm really into I Prevail at the minute. Love me a bit of Bring Me the Horizon. I do like a bit of emo music as well. I do have to admit. There's nothing, yeah, there's nothing like a bit of My Chemical Romance. I tell you what. But yeah, anyway, I have completely gone on a tangent. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all for getting me to 1,000 subs. Hey, Yannick. Yeah, exactly. It's good fun, isn't it? Yeah. But yes, right. I do need to end the stream there. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all so much for getting me to 1,000 subs. Appreciate you all so much. Yeah, I mean, there you go. You've got a bit of Zac Efron lore at the end for anyone who wanted to know. But yes, I will. Yeah, exactly. I gotta go. I will see you all later. Have a good day. Have a good viewing of the F1 Chinese Grand Prix. Have a good rest of the week. And I'll see you all for another video. Probably next week. Bye-bye.